Well, hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. This week we have a full supermoon coming up in Aries, and it is the final supermoon of this cycle. I've been talking about it this whole time. Now I have confirmation. I have done the research. I have looked back. Supermoons do, in fact, come in groups of threes. Once a year you get a set of full super moons and a set of new supermoons. But what's different about this particular set that we have is the mirror effect of epigee and perigee, and that's the dramatic thing that I've been talking about this whole time. So if you go back from December of last year into February of this year was our first set of 3 supermoons, and they were super new moons that came in with a pairing of micro full moons. When you have a micro moon, the moon is the farthest away that it possibly can be, and when you have a super moon, it is as close as it can possibly be. The epigee and perigee do not typically line up in a way where you would have the moon moving as far as it possibly could go and then coming as close as it possibly could in a matter of 2 weeks. That's not common. That's not normal. That's weird, actually. So, this being our final supermoon coming up from the micro moon and then leading up into our next month of moons where we have a pair of eclipses to close out this whole big cycle once and for all, for really, yeah, it's crazy, interesting, neat energy. Really love it. Hey, look, I tiraded a little bit longer, getting into some astrology with you guys. Just a little bit. No professional am I, but I'm learning, I'm growing. We all are. And as I said, I feel like it's very much related to these dramatic moons that we've had this cycle, this year. Everything that we've been going through is just transformation after transformation. I'm not the same person I was when I started this. Guarantee you aren't either. If you really look at it, if you really, you have those mornings you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm somebody else now. I'm a better, stronger version of who I used to be, and it's beautiful. It's awesome. It's so much fun. So, getting into this full supermoon, it's in Aries, and it is, again, our final stages of this dramatic growth process that we've been going through. So, it's kind of nice that it's ending in our head, which is where Aries rules. It's in our heads. This is us being strong in our minds, strong in our determination, strong in our decisions, walking your talk, being that person that you said you were going to be. That is the general energy for this Aries full supermoon that's coming up. And I am just so excited to get into it with you guys. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's go do our reads. Hello, Virgos. Well, that moon is in our polar opposite sign. Let's see what that brings for us. At least for today. When we get into Aries, we'll be feeling a little bit different vibes. But got cards coming out already. God, I knew it. I was shuffling and I'm like, just seeing the wildest cards, I tell you. The wildest cards. Alright, so, my dear Virgos, for our Aries full moon, we are opening up with the star. But right behind that star is the Tower. And I feel like these cards, especially and particularly, do need to go together and hand in hand right here, right now. In order to make room for this star to approach us, for our destiny to come forward, things have to be taken out, taken down, broken down. Thinking about that, Bring Me the Horizon song. I do this alliteration thing with it. It's the song Lost. And part of the song goes, I think I'm going to break down. And you can take that in a negative aspect of I'm going to break down, I'm going to have a breakdown. Or you can break it down so that you can pick up those pieces and put together something a little bit better, right? So, in order for our star to come in, some things still have to move out of the way. We still have a clearing of the path coming forward, moving forward. But we are hard focused. Hard focused on that Empress energy. Our Queen of Pentacles, she's not ignoring people because she doesn't care. She is trying to get in touch with her own Empress energy. The Queen of Pentacles is but an aspect. She is a simple queen, but the Empress is where she has her sights. The Empress is the queen of all queens. She's the Queen of Pentacles, Cups, Wands, and Swords. All of those things fall under her empire. And this queen here, she's just hard focused on her mastery right now. That's where we're at. We also have this Eight of Cups walking away energy, moving towards that sun, moving towards that star, having to give up some emotional ties, some emotional responsibilities. Yeah, emotional responsibilities is what's in those cups. Things that we feel like we need to be involved in emotionally that we actually don't need to concern ourselves with. All of these cups here that are also broken, they're leaking, dripping out, that's because they're not for us. They're not our cups. They're somebody else's cups. Those are somebody else's emotions. Remember that at the end of the day, we're all in charge of our own emotions. You know, people can impact us, they can affect us externally, and that can affect our internal, but not as much as well, just as much, actually, as our internal can reflect our external. A good, interesting thing I've been thinking about, honestly, when it comes to shadow work is... I just lost my thought. No. I guess that wasn't advice that we needed right now, so we'll come back if it does. She's tired. She's tired. So burning that midnight oil a little bit. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Oh, in the world too. Like, technically, I guess this was the bottom of the deck, was the Magician, but the top of the deck's got the World. Brand new cycles, making it happen. That is, like, okay, this is actually really beautiful. I kind of like this, so I'm just going to take a moment and, like, break down how this deck is right now. So, at the very top and at the very bottom of the wheel of our deck, of ourselves, of our life story, we are the master, we are the creator, along with the gods, along with that fate and destiny. Those are the things that are ruling our path now, not anybody else. All of those other constructs and things that have been keeping us away from this destiny, from this star, they're going to come down. They have to. We have to allow that to happen. Again, make room. Make room for the new. All that new is coming in. Because we have Temperance hanging out here, staring at that hangman's gallows with the lion and the eagle. I kind of wish there was an ox here as well. It would really tie everything together, would it not? But yeah, just trying to find a balance and trying to make sense out of everything that we have had and experienced, especially in this last year of shadow work time. Really examining and pulling together all of the information, all of the valuable information that we have learned, the lessons that we have learned, and applying those things bravely, fiercely, courageously, and with complete freedom. So we've got a Knight of Wands carrying in a Six of Wands and a Three of Wands. And it almost feels a bit like a countdown. Working in those multiples of 3 there. Hungry, sorry. Life, things. Take care of yourself, Ronnie. Take care of yourselves, Virgos. That's a little side note for you. Don't forget to take care of yourself. We are, again, burning a lot right now. We're burning up all the gas, all the fuel, but it's taking us places. It's moving us in directions. It's bringing us victory. It's bringing us closer to our star, to our destiny. We are moving forward. We are progressing, and that is beautiful energy. Absolutely. I can hear my voice starting to break down here. How long can you, carry on sleeping 4 hours a night? That's a good question. This heartbreak from this Three of Swords, it's present, but we are moving forward. We are starting to see that new growth. We are starting to see that light at the end of the tunnel, at the end of this heartbreak, where a relationship ends, whether it's romantic, personal, whatever you want to use in this situation. Whenever one of those things ends, that's when something new can begin to grow. About a controlled burn in the forest prevents forest fires. Well, you're setting the forest on fire. Yeah, but if you set just a small amount of the forest on fire, that will prevent a future random fire from spreading, because it can't go across a long distance if it's already burnt down. And it's nature's process to burn down when the forest becomes overrun with too much and it's no longer sustaining life. Nature burns it down to the ground. It reduces everything to ash, and out of that ash is a lot of nutritious goodness that makes room for the new to grow in and come in and start. It's all a part of the process, Virgos. It's all a part of the process. Let's see if I have anything else for you here in this deck we've got. Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We got more to talk about, don't we, Virgos? I knew there was more. I knew there was. And we're talking about that new growth. It's a new emotional beginning. It's a new start. It's a new connection. It is a whole new heart is how I'm feeling about this. This is a brand new heart. How interesting. You may have noticed I like to use the black heart. I like to say that my heart is, my heart is black. So that's why I represent it with black. It's not black because it's like poison or toxic or anything like that. I just like to think of my heart as Cajun style, you know? It's blackened and crispy and spicy on the outside, but it's tender and juicy on the inside, you know? You just got to appreciate that Cajun flavor. But this is a whole brand new, beating, lively heart. It is making my heart feel colors it has not felt in decades. I tell you that. Well, that's beautiful. I'll drop that right on top of the Empress and Queen of Pentacles. Oh, we're preparing for the death. We are gathering our resources. We are getting ready for that dance after death. We're getting ready for that sweet release of this situation, of that tower moment. We're gathering our resources, bringing it in. Yes, get your plans in order. Virgo, this is your time to shine. You are going through this shadow journey. Pull in your resources and prepare for death. We can't always react or act in this manner. It may still come out in a very devastating, tragic, and very quick coming type of collapse. But that doesn't mean we can't prepare for it. If we can see the faulty foundations, if we can see the broken electrical wires, and we don't have a desire to save this building that we have built, this home that we have built, well, then we have to start getting ready for when the inevitable happens, right? Don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to play. There is definitely a call for balance, and with all of this, like, it is actually very balanced, honestly. It's dark, it's dreary, it's tumultuous, it's painful experiences, but there is also laughter, there is also light, there is also beauty and grace in this, and I think it's very important to hold on to that, to remember that in every situation there is good and bad to be had, and allow yourself to experience both of those things fully. I'm gonna pause for a second because I just noticed that our King of Pentacles is also hanging out on the top of the deck, and he's got the ox. He's got the ox right back there. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. I said we needed an ox out here because we had our lion and our eagle. Now we have the ox. I mean, he's on the top of the deck, so he's going to stay there, but... Ooh, we're making our own religion. We are making our own relationship with spirit. We are forging our own pathway through esoteric knowledge and the occult and everything that we have been taught. It's not just breaking down or constantly questioning institutions. It is also taking elements from all of these different institutions of spirit and making it into our own thing, our own unique relationship with spirit, which is the ideal goal here. This is what we are trying to do. This is our plan. If you didn't know. We do shadow work so we can forge our own relationship with spirit, so we can be better connected to spirit and our highest selves and our lowest selves, and figure out how to go about this whole crazy life thing that we're doing righteously, correctly. That's what we want. Shout out to Dave Beyond, because I just literally got a notification balancing spirituality while going through trials. The trials and tribulations of reality is what he just posted right now. It's just like that notification popped up. I had to look at it, and I'm gonna link that one in the video, because the words, this group of each one teach ones that I have been working with these past few weeks, truly and honestly, I will get notifications from these people, and as they speak the words, things happen in my reality. It's really cool. It's so neat. So neat. Oh, give thanks to your shadow. Honor your shadow. Honor your fears. Honor your worries. Honor your anxieties, Virgo. We are so good at stressing ourselves out and overwhelming ourselves and overworking ourselves. I'm going to tell you to give thanks for that. Give thanks for that tool. You may feel like you're using it. It's almost becoming a weapon that you are using on yourself, but sometimes you have to put hot metal into the fire, and you have to bang it with a hammer to get it into the shape that you want it to be in. You want to make your own swords in this reality, then you have to give thanks for the knowledge of what a sword is. How did you learn about this weapon, and how you're going to, this is how you learned how to forge it. This is how you learned how to defend yourself. This is how you learned how to use your shadow for good. Say thanks for it. Your shadow is there to protect you. It is. You feel all this stress, worry, anxiety, fear, struggle, strife, pain, and suffering because what you have been doing thus far, it wasn't good. It wasn't doing good for you. Sorry about it. But you're here. You're in it. And yeah, we all fuck up. We all do weird, stupid things that we don't really understand until we experience them. So give thanks for those experiences and for that knowledge that we are gaining. Truly. And entirely. Thank you, Shadow, for telling me that what I'm doing is wrong. Now I can take this information and I can move somewhere else. I can carry out my dream. I can move closer to my star. I can bring that star closer to me now because I understand what constructs need to be torn down and what I can take from this earth, from my surroundings, to manifest and create a whole new experience. A whole new religion. And a whole new religion. Make your own religion. That's what we say here on Tarot Nights. Yes. Everybody has truth. And everybody bullshits. Facts are facts. I don't think I have anything else. Honestly, I think that was a really good message. I think that was what we needed to hear. So I think we're going to move on to our Halloween oracles. Still playing with our structure a little bit here. Oh. Look at that, Halloween oracles. Apple. Risk and reward. How about them apples? These cards are good, I tell you. They're good cards. Sweetest icon, risky red desire, poison and freedom, tempting hearts afire. Apples have been a symbol of Samhain for a very long time. Apples, when cut in half, have the seed pattern that looks like a pentagram, so the Celts held the fruit to be sacred. Bobbing for apples, a game traditionally played at Halloween, has its origins in the Samhain festival and is one of the oldest associated with the celebration. The traditional way to play is to place 3 or 13 apples into a barrel of water, and the game is to try to bite an apple whilst it floats and bobs in the water. Hands must not be used, and people often compete with each other, bobbing at the same time. It is believed that the Romans brought the custom to Britain, and there are quite a few images recorded throughout the art of this activity in both cultures. It is said that unmarried women who placed the apple they bobbed under their pillow would dream of their future husband. In Newfoundland and some parts of Ireland even today, Halloween is called Snap Apple Night. Candy apples, although not quite as popular now as they once were as a Halloween fare, are now making a comeback and as a fun and simple treat to prepare on this night. Apples have been an iconic part of mythos from ancient times to modern. The story of the poison apple and Snow White to the Roman goddesses Pomona's magical apple tree, to the Christians tempting fruit in the Garden of Eden. Should you receive this apple in your reading, it's time to look at how risk plays out in your life. Are you hedging your bets and not trying anything new? Do you want to change but are not willing to change anything? Are you willing to risk to get a greater reward? Or alternatively, are you risking too much, too often? It's a balancing act, and I think that's why this is such a perfect card for us Virgos right now, because there is a lot of risk, there is a lot of pain, there is a lot of struggle, there is a big war afoot, but there is so much beautiful reward on the other side. Is that risk worth it for you? I hope so. Thank you so much, Virgos. This was absolutely beautiful. I had a fantastic time with it. And I can't wait to see you next time.